wavy beard.
Waited for you, Fry.
This episode traumatized me as a young person.
My head is hurting again.
Where's my firstborn son?
God does not care about me masturbating.
Your singing is bad and you should feel bad. First get out into the bus, so you're like, oh no!
Yeah. I don't like myself becoming the protagonist of this podcast.
You've been in
Yeah, because you haven't learned anything.
Shut up and take my podcast! Yay!
Hello.
How you doing, Chris?
Really terrified.
I pressed record and started straight away.
We had the intro to prepare. That's it.
Yeah.
Usually we have a bit of banter before the show, but we are straight into it now.
This
Coming
is
in.
the banter.
Coming in raw.
Have you?
Sorry, but
I'm not
that's
gonna-
the episode you get.
Now, as always, ladies and gentlemen, welcome once again to Shut Up and Take My Podcast, the Australian Futurama podcast that pits episode against episode, whether you're ready or not, in a bloody glorious gauntlet battle for your entertainment. And welcoming back into the fold officially because he's now done a second episode, so it's now a pattern, really. Back into the fold, Sexy Chris.
Hi.
This is what
Nailed
happens,
it.
this is what happens when you
Nailed
don't.
it.
Yeah, I wanted to prepare my thing.
I haven't prepared either, but you know who has prepared? Also attractive Ellen.
Also, nice.
I'm sexy. And you are also attractive. Yeah.
But not
It's
sexy.
It's alliterative.
Well, why don't I just show you my big blue ass then?
Fuck. Okay. I call your bluff. I drink your milkshake.
And we're
joined
by
by
similarly stunning Sean.
Aw, thank you.
I wanted to alliterate.
You can't alliterate when we've got a patent thing.
How long do you think it takes to finish a pre-written crossword?
A prenup? Sorry.
A pre-written crossword?
Probably not long.
Do those kind of... I mean, people do that anyway, right? When they look in the back of the crossword book and then just kind of like fill in...
The only place I remember seeing pre-done crosswords is like in the doctor's office. Or places where they give you like either crossword or Sudoku or
And
National Geographic, Reader's Digest.
And some fucker... It's meant to be for everyone, but some motherfucker comes in with a pen.
First come, first serve. You want your own crosswords? You bring
bastard.
it in.
You stay out of my hospital.
You stay away from my crosswords.
You work at a hospital? Oh, wait, you do?
Now I do,
Yeah,
actually.
congratulations.
Oh, my God. People
Ellen's-
might not know that
Ellen's got a
anymore.
doctorate. She's a doctor now. She
Yeah.
works in pediatrics.
Dr. Ellen.
Do not spread that rumor around. Don't come to me with your kids' fans. Look, I mean...
LNMD. Oh, that has a ring to it.
Hey, doesn't it?
LNMD.
Oh.
It's also a drug.
You know, my initials, EKG, are also a
That's
hospital... is it a procedure? No, it's a device.
No, it's a device. An EKG is a
Heart rate.
It
it's
does
a heart
an echo,
monitor.
Yeah, it does an echocardiogram, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I've had an EKG before.
Holy shit.
They thought that my heart was problematic. And then it turns out...
Sir, your heart has cornrows.
Cornrows.
Yeah, because it's problematic. 'cause
Oh,
you're white.
Oh, I get
Yeah.
racism.
I was right. It's electrocardiograph.
Yeah.
EKG or ECG.
ECG is what I remember because
Ah.
cardio is spelled with a C, not K, you
it
dumb.
measures the
Well,
beeps and boops
In
of the
all
heart.
man, no.
Sir, your beeps and boops are out of order.
You've got too many boops and too few beeps.
I may just be a humble performer, but in all the TV shows I've watched, they say EKG.
EKG.
That's what it is abbreviated to.
Yeah. But they just... The K is for cardio.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
It's for cool cardio.
Lots of acronyms don't make sense.
And also, welcome back, Chris. I said it at the top of the
You did,
episode
yeah.
2 minutes ago, but actually, welcome back.
Thank
You're
you.
now here every episode until we're done.
Yeah, until we shovel off this mortal coil.
How do you feel about that?
Good. Knowing that when the podcast ends, I die is nice to know my end point.
We promise you that.
Yeah.
Unless the only way you can save Chris is by
Subscribing and sharing.
or sending money to the Patreon
That's right. That's right.
to pay for his EKG.
Yeah. Wow, we've really taken the step towards guilt tripping.
Obnoxiously put an EKG
Yeah.
noise underneath this whole podcast. No, don't. Please don't. That would drive audience away.
So we are up to Season 7, Episode 17, Fry and Leela's A Big Fling, which is the episode that Chris thought it was last week when we did T the Terrestrial.
That's right.
However, do you guys know what that is a reference to?
No. Big Fling. Big. I mean, there's lots of big things. Big heat.
A lot of big things.
Big
Eh?
things. Things that give you beeps and boops.
Big dongus.
Wait,
Big pineapple.
what does he say? Wingus and the Ping Pong Brothers?
Wings and the ping pong boys or brothers.
Oh my
yeah.
god.
Oh, he says boys. That's right. So, I mean, not men.
Uh-oh.
I just want to point out
The
that
Futurama wiki has the wiki,
transcript is just in one block of text.
It's
I
not
love
formatted.
Nor does it tell you what character is saying it.
Spaghetti-O. No, there's another wiki, isn't there?
Yeah, well, no, this is the Infosphere, which is...
Yeah, but there's another wiki. There's a Futurama wiki.
Yes, there is.
Not
There's
the actual
this-
Wikipedia page, but
there's
there's a
this one
Futurama
here.
wiki.
Wiki wiki woo.
So once
Wow,
again,
wiki,
guys,
wiki, wow.
remember that now that I have a computer, I am able to look up everything instantaneously as far as the Australian internet will allow me to.
And thus, we will do no research.
I kind of haven't. This is the problem, is that I am now spoilt.
Well, I remember like my first few episodes doing pre-research. I like watching the episode on my own, then coming together, we all watched the episode, and I'd done like a bunch of notes on it, and then I realized no one gives a fuck, and I just stopped.
Do you remember when I used to watch...
giant nerd.
Do you remember when I used to watch the episode 3 times?
I do remember
Yeah.
that.
What? I don't remember that.
Oh, I'd
was
lost
probably
the will
pre
to
my
live
times.
by... Yeah, it was
Yeah.
a pre-Ellen thing.
Whoa.
The director for
PE.
this episode is Mr. Edmund Fung. Now, Edmund Fung, he is a returning director from 31st Century Fox.
Cool.
Do, 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 do.
He's-
Do,
Oh, no, that's not out.
oh god.
Finish it off.
Da, 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 da.
Sorry, listeners. I'm back. You're
I'm
fucked.
also giving a big apology to the writer for this episode, Eric Rogers.
Hey, Eric.
Why-
Friend of the episode. I was trying to segue it.
Oh, okay. But we're not actually apologizing to Eric.
We can. Do we have anything to apologize to him for? For not inviting him onto Naturama? That's not true. We totally did, and he ghosted us.
Ooh. No, we love you, Eric.
No,
Yeah.
he's so good.
Eric, we love you a lot.
I'm following him on Facebook and Instagram, and there's just so much cute shit with his kid. He's getting all excited for Star Wars, and I'm just like, man, I'm so psyched for Eric and his tiny little
Child.
spawn.
His little Roger.
His spawn.
Don't say that. That sounds
That's
wrong.
Not what he's excited for. That's what he was excited with at one point in his life. Sorry, Eric.
What?
And the air date for this episode is June 19th, 2013, ladies and gentlemen, which was about 3 weeks before my 22nd birthday. Actually.
Birthday watch.
Nice.
Cool.
We need a jingle for that.
That's.
We
Did you say 19th?
Yeah, 19th of June.
Hey, that's a day before my big bro's birthday. Happy
Oh,
birthday,
happy
Tom!
birthday.
You
Happy
never
birthday,
listen
big
to.
bro.
You never
Big
listen.
Harold. How are you?
You can call him out for all sorts of stuff.
Yeah,
'cause
you never listen to these podcasts, but that's okay. I still
Oh.
love you anyway.
Oh, if he did, I think he'd be shattered.
Yeah, look.
How's his ego? Flourishing?
healthy,
Oh.
toxically masculine.
Sometimes bigger than sometimes his ego's right and checks that he can't cash. You know what I'm saying?
What part of him can't cash it? Is his big muscle up top, or is his brawn muscles, or is his?
I'm not talking about my brother's penis on this.
I'm not.
Why not?
That's not what I was driving at.
Why not?
Wildly.
Well, you
Well,
kept-
now we've brought it up.
You kept motioning lower and lower on your own
Oh
body.
yeah, that would have been a good bit. I didn't think of that. Or his penis.
No,
Helen,
he's,
you brought it up.
he's fine.
You brought up his
He's
penis.
fine.
Yeah.
He's fine.
He's a good boy.
He's a good Harold.
Well, sometimes he just doesn't have his shit together. Hey, everyone.
Get your shit together.
If you
Or
give
don't. Really?
a tier on our Patreon will be my brother getting his shit together. Then you can stop hearing about
That's
him.
the highest tier.
So, Chris,
Yeah.
I feel like for last week you did it. Maybe this
Yeah.
week you should as well.
Okay.
Do you reckon you can run down the Ploticus?
Yeah, for sure. Fry and Leela are
On a big fling.
On a big fling. They don't like
The
getting
end.
interrupted. They're trying to have some quiet, sexy times, or just romantic times, or just quiet times to themselves. They keep getting interrupted. What a shame. So I don't know. They get advertised to and go off on an adventure on a singles date, a couple's date. What do you call it? On a spaceship.
Getaway.
Getaway
Yeah.
to another planet.
Getaway.
Where they're going to be
That's an Australian
alone.
reference.
That's the important thing. No one else will be there. No one else will be watching. Also, simultaneously, the professor's got a big deal where he's got to sell some cars to some primates. on
Simeon 7?
Simeon 7.
Yeah.
Not just primates, but all sorts of monkeys.
The Planet of the Apes
apes?
other primates.
The primates.
Yes.
I was right.
And
primates.
some...
No, primates covers all of them.
Yeah, because there's...
apes is the other
there's-
thing.
'cause there's
But it's
some
apes and
lemurs as well.
monkeys and-
Wait,
yeah,
is
but
apes a subset of primates?
yes.
Oh.
Because that's prime.
Are we in primates?
Yes.
Yay. More you know.
Hey, so then why...
Why aren't we there?
Because there's a
Yeah.
big plot point that no
Racism.
humans allowed on that planet.
Racism.
Was it primates?
Racism.
Are we sure? Okay. Well, I know what racism is now, so...
Yeah, it's anything that is. As a white male, I am.
Please explain it to me.
Hyper skilled at knowing what racism is, and
Shut up and woke my podcast.
The swidges
dear.
got us again.
that's right.
I have a... I mean, look, do we just want to... That was the episode. Yeah, that was the episode.
Amy and Amy and Zoidberg and Bender go to the planet, and it turns out that the monkeys, primates, have Fry and Leela on display. Also, there's some shenanigans with Leela's old boyfriend,
Sean.
Sean.
Yeah.
He's really muscular.
He looks exactly
He's
like me
kind
too.
of... You know what
very.
you know what I reckon he is? I reckon he's skinny toned. Do you know what I mean?
Skinny tone?
He's he's hippie toned.
But there were a bunch of people in my acting, not in my acting class, but like a few actors I know. And they're like, oh, I've got 6-packs. I'm like, you've got 6-packs because you've got no body
You're
fat.
talking about dude in my class and Chris's class?
No, like a few years, like a year below me.
Oh, okay.
But
What about that lad who climbs the rocks? What's his name?
Stan,
Stan. He's got skinny muscles.
you always comment, oh, can't wait to listen to this podcast, but I don't see you listening to this podcast,
So
Stan.
we'll know if you've listened.
That's right.
No, but like there's a few of those guys who are like, oh, we've got 6-packs. I'm like, you've only got 6-packs because you've got no body fat. You're not muscly. Do you know what I mean? Like,
That's why I've got a 6-pack.
It might be fit. That might be healthy for them, like a healthy weight to be.
I'm sure they're
we
like,
shouldn't body shame.
But no, do you know what I mean? They're
But we
always like,
shall.
oh, I'm ripped. I'm like, you're not
Sure,
ripped.
but there's a
It's
difference
just
between
showing
being ripped
your
and
muscles.
jacked. They're not jacked. They are ripped.
They are toned, I would say.
Okay.
I would say.
I'll
I'd say there's
concede
a
to
big
that.
difference.
I have a question.
Yeah.
You're both right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Have you guys ever had the problem, which is the central thing for the episode of
Being
like,
too muscular, yeah.
Yeah, that. Having
Such an
being
issue.
Sean.
Being Sean, yes.
No, but having the issue
Breaking my saxophone reed all
never.
the time.
Where is your saxophone in this house?
Yeah, it's downstairs. No, it's at my grandma's house at the moment. I'll bring it in though.
Thank you.
Yeah, after Christmas, I'm bringing my guitar and
And then I'll
saxophone.
break it.
Hell yeah,
Yeah,
we could have
we
a
can
baby
jam.
beard jam
Oh,
sesh.
Patreon.
Who knows how to play bass?
Actually,
I can teach you a little bit. But I have my guitar downstairs.
my boy, the one I own.
That you own and possess as a piece of meat.
Yeah. That I flash
Soy
around.
boy?
Soy boy. My soy boy.
Yeah.
He
Sorry, I shouldn't say piece of meat. Piece of soy.
piece of soy.
Yeah. Be
How
piece
dare
of
you.
Tofu.
Just think before you say Chris.
Fuck, I'm sorry. I should be more inclusive.
Firm tofu. Yeah,
Oh.
he knows a little bit.
No, I think he's sloppy tofu.
Don't.
Some
I like.
big,
I like sloppy tofu.
He's firm but moist.
Yeah.
Go on, Ellen.
definitely
Yes.
moist. Yeah, he knows a little bit of bass.
Oh,
That's
a little bit of
all that I wanted to say.
All right. Yeah. Well, he can play saxophone. I can play saxophone. He
I
can
can
play
play-
bass. You can play flute.
I don't know how to play flute.
I'll teach you how to play flute. It's really easy.
I'll be
I
vocals,
already-
even though I'm not the most qualified
I
person
already
to be
have
vocals.
instruments
In this
I
room,
can-
you're the second most qualified, certainly.
Oh,
I already have instruments I
Yeah.
can play.
What can you play?
I also play saxophone.
Oh, do you?
And yeah,
Oh.
I know a little bit of guitar, and mostly so I can muck around on the ukulele
How is that we've never talked
because
about
I'm not good at it.
starting a house
saxophone?
band.
Oh, saxophone.
How have we not discussed saxophone?
I thought we had.
Maybe we had.
Because I played a lot in high school. I was
Yes.
in the jazz band.
So I
and
was music captain and played saxophone a
And
lot.
we both played tenor, right?
Yes.
Which
See,
is the...
I hate this because I tried once to play the saxophone because I always wanted to play the
Yeah.
saxophone, and all I did just went. And then I never. No, it didn't even make that noise.
Oh.
And then I was just blowing air, and then I never picked up a saxophone ever again.
In fairness, I can't play trumpets or trombones. I can't play.
I could not do that. If I had to make my own... Because you have a thing called an embouchure,
Yeah.
right? Which on
Bless
the
you.
saxophone... Thank you. On the sax...
It's quite easy to do on a saxophone.
On the
It is
saxophone,
actually very good.
the instrument has the embouchure for you,
That's
basically. All you have to do is just kind of put the right amount of pressure with your mouth
Yeah.
and you're pretty much good to go.
Yeah.
Whereas the trumpet and trombones and other brass instruments,
Yes.
you have to make the embouchure is not done for you.
It's your mouth.
Yeah, it's half the instrument, half your mouth.
Yeah.
So if you're not forming the right kind of like closure and getting a good seal, you're not going to make any noise out of it. I remember asking one girl in my jazz band if I could have a go on her trombone, and the amount I was able to I managed to squeak out a few notes. Going,
yeah, I can't play it.
It's safe to say that playing someone who plays a saxophone is pretty sexy. Would that be a safe assumption to make?
Chris and I both play the saxophone, so
no. Like, do you find? Have you ever dated a musician?
Speak for yourself.
Yeah. I dated a musician who taught me how to play the flute.
Oh, great! And did you find that sexy?
Yes, I did.
Okay,
flute is wildly sexy instrument.
I find guitar to be the sexiest of the instruments. That's very basic, I know.
I was going to just about call you a basic bitch.
Yeah, I just do. You know,
what instrument do you find sexy, Ellen?
This speaks a lot to my character and my questionable taste in men.
The harp.
Don't date drummers, people.
Just
they
about to
will
say.
break your heart.
I knew you were about to say drummer.
Wait, is it him? Oh yeah, fuck that guy.
Oh yeah, my first ex was a drummer, and but there is something. I'll admit, I went to a live music gig.
I thought you were about to say all girls.
That's what I thought you were going to say.
No, well, yeah,
and be like, and all of us love drummers. Just the idea of hitting.
Yeah,
things.
Either that, or the lesbians stepped up to the plate and became drummers.
Well, yeah, right. That's the natural.
The natural progression. No, but
and then you find them attractive.
Yeah. But I went to a live music show recently, and I remember finding. All of the musicians were really fun, but I find it, fun to watch because
you're a reviewer, aren't you?
Anyway,
go on.
No, but I really like watching kind of musicians just kind of get lost in their own little kind of world, and it's really interesting to see drummers because they're not at the front of the band, so they're not they're not so performative.
Well, they have a greater responsibility to the band.
And exactly, and they have the pressure of then keeping the rhythm and kind of tying everything together. So then you can see them really actively listening.
Yeah.
Because if, the singer takes a pause or whatever, or someone's not coming in on time, it's kind of like them. So it's really interesting to kind of watch them tick away. Mm-hmm. But yeah, don't date them. They'll break your heart. This is a PSA. That's for free.
This is all this to say, do you find Sean attractive and do you understand Leela's infatuation with him?
No.
Yeah.
Because I do.
I get it.
I found him pretty.
I don't find him attractive.
Oh,
I get why she's attracted to him.
Why is she attracted to him?
Because she's a little bit more controlling. She's a little more organized. She's very particular, and she also believes that people who have passion are exciting.
Right.
Yeah. So Sean is the perfect version of the worst quality of that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Yes, he is.
It's actually a really good character for a kind of throwaway character.
Well, she's talked about him constantly in the original
Is this
run.
the
that's true.
Is this the first time we've seen him?
Seconds?
Yeah, I know it's the first time we've ever seen him before.
Right.
Yeah.
Because I'll
We'll
actually
have to do an impression of him then.
I'll pull him up on the old. I'll pull myself up on the old. So you go.
It's actually named after you. I know the second season.
And the spelling is correct as well, ladies and gentlemen.
SEAN.
He has been mentioned 3 times before he comes up in Brian Leela's Big Fling.
Dang.
Look at that hot piece of
I-
sweaty
That's
tofu.
actually what Sean
Don't-
looks like. It's actually what Sean and I would look like if we crossed bodies.
That's Ellen right there next to him.
The orange
bang.
hair,
Phil,
long
Ellen
hair.
and Phil together. It's Darlene, by the way, if anyone is wondering.
I just don't find him that attractive, but it's mainly the soul patch. And also, I don't know, the ramen noodle hair.
That means he's stingy.
Then again, wait, hang on. I'm just trying to convert animation into real life person.
Yeah.
If he had hair like Heath Ledger in 10 Things I Hate About You, and he got rid of the soul patch, and he also looked like Heath Ledger in 10 Things I Hate About You, I'm sold. Boom.
His
I'm
real
in.
life version would actually be
the dude from Nickelback.
No, the guy from it's Weird Al. It's Weird Al Yankovic.
Oh, okay. Otherwise I was going to say
No,
Conan
it
the
is.
Barbarian.
It absolutely is.
He's not as jacked as Conan the
No,
Barbarian.
just take the body away.
It's
and
not
just
Conan. That's it's more Conan O'Brien than he is Conan Barbarian.
Conan O'Brien with long hair.
Yeah, he looks like Weird Al, a little bit like Weird Al.
Okay, how about that one?
No, stop showing us pictures of Conan the
On
Barbarian.
an audio medium.
Yeah.
So my second question, which was the original one that I was going to ask,
Yeah.
was, have you ever had trouble being alone with a partner?
I thought you were
With
just
a
going to
partner.
leave. Thought you were just going to leave there. Have you ever had trouble being
Just be
alone?
Because I'm going
And
through that right now.
I lived 2 years in regional South Australia, living by myself.
Yeah.
Like
That's why I'm asking you.
30-minute drive from any other human being. Finding time, yes, because I've told you the story about how me and a partner woke up neighbours having sex.
Oh.
Oh no.
Have I
Really?
not? We got a letter in the mail.
You got a letter.
Yeah.
During or well after?
No, well after.
Dear resident of.
Yeah, no, she knew us. She was the floor below us, and she wrote us a little letter saying, "Dear, our names. It is wonderful that you are so romantically inclined and have a beautiful love that you want to share. However, please be a little more respectful of when you do that."
Yeah.
So that implies that because it was like 3 a.m. when that was happening,
You inconsiderate dick.
she had heard us previously, like a lot, but she was
Right.
just irritated by the time.
That makes sense.
Oh.
Would you, if you like heard someone having sex and you were like, either neighbors or housemates. I'm trying to broach the subject, and you heard them having sex.
Yeah.
Would it bother you if it wasn't at like an inconvenient time? Do you know what I mean? If it was like, because I get it. If it's at 2 a.m, you'd be like, shut the fuck up, I want to go to sleep. But if it was just like in the middle of the day, you kind of like walk past the room and you hear stuff.
I can tell you my approach.
What?
Is I use this in practice, is that the room in question, this was a house of like 5 or 6 people, and the room in question was the loving was happening, and they assumed that no one was home. I didn't want to tell them I was home, but I wanted them to know I was home. So I went into the kitchen, just started smashing plates around and making a lot of noise.
Sean,
And they promptly got quieter.
I'm gonna call it. You're a petty asshole.
Oh no, I want them to know so that if they want the option of being quieter, they can.
You could have just pretended. I don't know. I feel like I feel like you could have just pretended because they thought no one was home. You could have just been like,
Nah, I need them to suffer.
Ellen, I'm the opposite. If it's at night, I actually find it very soothing. It lulls me to sleep.
depends on the kind of noises.
No,
Listeners,
regardless.
we all live together now. We're all
yeah,
in
that's
3
right. I live
different
with these
rooms.
two.
This is like one of those
This is
conversations
a
that's
weird
like
house meeting kind of.
hypothetically, if someone was to have sex in their room and you overheard them, what kind of decibel would we?
Have I heard either of you?
I'll get the Zoom recorder out and just put it next to the door and be like, "That's too much."
Yeah, I mean, me and the soy
I
boy,
haven't
we're
heard
having
Chris.
this conversation.
You won't ever. I live a sexless life. I'm basically a mollusk.
It's also, look,
I live under the sink.
the risk is a lot higher for me because Sean and I share a wall.
Oh yeah,
whereas
and
Chris-
a balcony.
And a
I'm not
balcony.
having sex on a balcony.
Why not?
It's so good. I was about to say I'll show you sometime, but I mean I'll do it
Don't.
with someone
Stop.
else,
Stop.
and then you'll know.
Pull away, back pedal.
Anyway,
I don't want to.
Pull
about
out.
this,
Pull out.
No.
don't-
Pull out. Abort.
you make sure you use something apart from the pull-out method. Anyway,
Yeah.
what about this episode? I hate that I'm the one getting back on track,
I know, right?
but you forced my hand.
you're fucked up.
You know, it's a weird episode when
Ellen's on
pulling
track.
us back on topic. Or I've just lost my mind and am no longer the serious one of the group.
I generally enjoyed it. I might be biased because my one thought throughout the whole episode is where is this B plot going? Where is this B plot going?
I was quite happy when it converged.
Yes.
I was like,
So was I.
this is really nice.
Until
yeah.
then, I was like, is this just a planet, an ape diversion to get Gunter back into the fray?
Is this a meaningless B plot?
Yeah.
Yeah. I have another question as
Go.
well. If this was the deal, right? If it was like you get a secluded, very cheap, all expenses getaway, just you and a partner, and like the caveat, as I'm saying this is if you knew,
You're aware of it.
like,
Yeah.
and the caveat is that primates are going to be watching you having sex, like a zoo.
Do you know that they're going to be ridiculing you in the same way, like pointing and laughing in the same way that these primates were, or are they just?
You're not going to be told like what they're going to. I mean, you get told that you're going to be in an exhibition.
Yep.
But like, I mean, it's up to the people, going to the zoo or whatever. Like, you can't control people's reactions.
So you're asking us, would we go on
we
Big
do
Would you
it?
do it? Yeah.
Would we go on Big Brother, is what you're asking.
Well, oh yeah.
In this
That was a
universe-
reality TV show 20 years ago.
Yeah, America had it
Ellen.
too.
I think it's still going somewhere.
Yeah, not here in Australia.
It started in England.
Yeah.
So in this
started in Norway.
hypothetical,
Yeah.
Norway?
am I amazing at sex?
No.
No,
Okay.
you are you.
I am me.
You're
Okay,
even
so
better
no.
because you're like you.
Well, in that case, are we being paid, or is it just
No.
No, it's
we
just
pay
an
for the vacation?
extremely
No, you
cheap,
get-
but it is
okay.
extremely cheap, right?
Oh,
Because
okay. Oh.
Fry and Leela were able to afford it, like, and it's like on
Ooh.
a delivery boy's salary, you know. So like, imagine you're getting this wonderful. You saw the things that happen. The robots wait on them hand and foot. You get unlimited cocktails. You get everything. You get like basically your food given to you.
Are
And
you
like,
offering?
No,
Is this a service that I can use?
No.
Because then yes.
but like all the good things that came with that. It's a romantic like getaway. Would you take it if it was like $200?
I
you
have
know?
some questions.
I
So
have my answer as well.
So first up, because we know that we're being watched, do we have to have sex? Is that like a contract of it? Because it's like a behavioral thing, like because that was part of it. Is like
I guess, yeah.
we're
Yeah,
contract.
mating in progress.
So this is just sex work effectively. Instead of getting paid, it's like a reward. Of,
Yeah.
yeah. So I have to
Except
check.
You
with,
have
I
to
would
pay.
have to. Yes.
Yes.
I guess it's just
So my answer is probably no, because I'm sure I could find a better deal where I would get paid as
I'm
a sex worker.
I'm yes, because I'm working under the assumption that similar to in Futurama, it seems that the entire human race has no idea what this actually is. So no
Yep.
one that I know is ever going to see it.
yeah.
Just primates.
Yeah.
I don't care what they think.
I don't mind. If
No.
it was like, if I got basically a Hawaii vacation for like under $600,
Yeah, hell yeah.
I would be like, sure, I don't mind.
I'll do it twice.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Sex work in Vegas. Vegas?
Vegas.
Nevada.
Vegas.
I'm not
Nevada.
going to Vegas.
No, they've got like really lovely like buildings and like
Oh, yeah.
because that's all part of your job.
That's true. Oh,
Oh,
like
yeah. It
all
just
the
sounds like-
ranches and like
Yeah.
the bunny ranches.
Yeah.
I've been to Las Vegas.
Yeah.
You have.
Yeah, it's
when you
very-
were
very
8,
hot.
10?
Yeah, when I was 9 and I stole 4
Split the
coins
meal.
out of the casino till.
Nice work.
Yeah,
you
they were
robbed
just-
a casino. Sean, you robbed a casino.
I pulled a heist.
You're a genius.
Oh my
I pulled a
god.
heist.
You've done things like people have only dreamed of.
I know.
You should just
Successfully.
get 8-year-olds to pull your heist. No one will suspect a thing.
No one's success.
Run a podcast about a cartoon, robbed a casino. You've done it all, mate.
I'm always at Jake Goldman's level of just talking about all my
Your-
illegal
your
exploits.
crimes.
Your crimes. Exceptionally thrilling. 9-year-olds robbing casinos.
I have another question
Okay.
as well in relation to the episode.
yeah.
So
How long should you have a saxophone reed for? No more than
not 20 years.
No.
And there were two things that annoyed me about that. First of all, that's disgusting.
Yeah.
Second of all, I don't know what the reeds usually cost me between $6 and $10.
Well, they met at the 99-cent store, so he probably just got it from there.
He might be using a really cheap reed, but
Yeah.
also mine used to cost me like between 3 and 6.
Yeah.
Dollars.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe I was just shopping at
a pack of like
I think
pack of 5.
a pack was like around $15 or something.
Yeah, so that works out to be like what, $3 each?
Yeah.
That's and American conversion. That's about right.
Yeah.
They would get reeds cheaper because I
Yeah.
think they make them in America.
It's just wood, mate.
Yeah. Yeah.
Was that your other question?
No, there's a thing where in the lead up to Fry and Leela trying to, be romantic or whatever, try to get down to some hanky panky and getting annoyed that there's always kind of someone there. One time they get annoyed because Nibbler's there and can see them. Do you get uncomfortable
With pets?
if there's a pet watching you?
No.
If it's sentient like Nibbler is, yes.
Oh yeah, I would definitely be uncomfortable with Nibbler
Do they
watching.
know it? Do they know that? They didn't
Yeah.
know about Nibbler.
No,
do
Fry
they?
does.
Fry does.
Fry does. No, Leela does as
Leela
well.
knows after the movies.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Everyone knows.
That's right. Everyone knows after the
Okay.
movies.
Well, that's essentially just, am I okay with someone watching? Like a
Depends-
singular.
No, I
Depends
mean,
on the person.
I'm more asking about if your pet.
Oh,
no.
if it's just a pet there, I'm fine with it.
No, I'm not happy with the pet.
I
In the same room? No, it can shift to another room.
I'm happy for the pet. I want the pet to be out of the room.
Yeah.
Well, okay, if you were halfway through and then you realized an
they're
animal
like-
was there, would you stop to move the animal, or
Yes.
would you keep going?
Yes. Unless it was a goldfish
Yeah.
or an axolotl, my two favorite animals.
Okay, they're allowed to watch.
Or
Well,
an
this-
owl, because they're always watching.
I think I would.
fuck.
There was I think I used to do it with my dog mainly because I knew
Rephrase that,
Yeah, please.
Sorry, I would move my dog out of the room
There we go.
and like just shut the door on him for a bit until we were finished and I could let him back into my, because he used to sleep in my bedroom.
Sure.
Mainly because also he was very protective of me and he didn't like. Sometimes he was a bit uncomfortable with men around me.
Sure.
Fair.
So I would not want to give him like. I wouldn't want him to think maybe that someone was hurting me and then him to kind of flip out. And also, like, even getting naked around a pet, sometimes I find uncomfortable, mainly because they start sniffing places you don't want them sniffing.
We had a cat that used to be in this house about a year and a half ago, would just watch me shower.
No, my dog would watch me shower all the time. It's more he just didn't want to be away from me, so he would
This cat was curious.
Are they animals or are they animorphs?
Jesus.
Pervert
I
animals.
love that you know what Animorphs is.
Of course, it's one of the best pieces of science fiction writing ever. Have you read the endings?
Yeah.
They are dark as
Yes,
shit.
they get really dark in the last 10 books.
I have not.
It's fantastic.
Watch Animorphs. Don't watch the TV series. Read the books.
Read the books.
Read the books.
Watch the books with your word
eyes.
But no, because I don't want a dog or a cat jumping up during sex in any way, shape, or form.
You don't want them to replicate doggy style.
No, because they might just think you're playing. They might interpret animals are unpredictable. They might just think anything is happening.
I think people are just learning a lot about us this episode.
I don't like animals near me.
In general.
Just generally. Cats are okay.
You've bonded quite well with
dogs.
Misha.
I trust.
Our cat, by the way. Oh,
Well, she's bothering me now because she shits everywhere.
Yeah, I love like I said, my dog used to watch me shower. He like would be sad because I was showering, like I was in the bathroom without him, so I would open the door and he'd come in, and he used to just sit outside of the shower, but then he started like nudging the door open with his nose and then drinking the shower water. He had water, but it was like he wanted my water.
Your dog's thirsty.
He had a water bowl.
I get it.
But he was like, no, I want this water.
Yeah.
I want it because you touched it.
That's gross.
So let's
that's just me. But
let's touch upon our final thoughts on this episode. We can replicate our happy moments, our sad moments into our final musings on Fry and Leela's big fling.
All right. Well, I've got Ellen's Fashion Corner. Wink. So we have Fry in a Hawaiian shirt in this episode, which I took quite a fancy to. It is blue, a kind of lovely, I want to say it's almost indigo. It's like a very, very dark blue. And then it's got a nice purple flower. And it was just a really nice print. And like, I don't too often see those kind of color schemes on Hawaiian shirts. It was surprisingly subtle.
Really?
Sorry, those kind of color schemes.
Okay.
Like it's normally very light color or a very loud color as the base, and then an equally kind of like it wasn't understated. Like,
you don't like your somber Hawaiian shirts?
I love them, but quite often they're very loud or clashing and. And Hawaiian shirts are really, really cool. I didn't know this, but there's a podcast called Articles of Interest. It's all about different items of clothing and how they kind of rose to be. Hawaiian shirts were basically made because of GIs in Hawaii, American GIs, and there was a large Japanese population in Hawaii as well. So Hawaiian shirts are very breathable. They're kimono fabric.
Yeah.
And so that's how you get the kind of nexus of Hawaiian culture with the prints, then also the acknowledgement of Japanese people there, and the kind of over-the-topness was basically because it was tourist crap that they were marketing at the American GIs, who would then go home with these Hawaiian shirts and be like, oh, we were in Hawaii.
We were in this colourful, shiny, comfortable place.
Yeah.
Look, all I got was this t-shirt.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of Leela's dress, I'm going to say.
Question.
Yeah, go for it.
Just her boobs big.
Her boobs are the size they always are.
Fluctuating.
Feel like in that yellow dress
They are bigger because she's not wearing a bra.
Ah.
So they're on more display.
Is that a trick that women do?
Yeah.
to make them, you just don't wear a bra. Oh.
Well, they definitely, like, it. Then the dress hugs to the breast more.
That's right.
So you can see more
But,
of the boob.
In like evening dresses that are like strapless and braless, like those like ones that come over the shoulders
Yeah.
and over the breasts, like they make women's breasts look bigger.
Yeah, they've
do you
got like
mean?
a chicken cutlet in there. They've got like little cups in the dress sometimes to
Sometimes,
hold
yeah.
up.
Yeah.
You are blowing my mind.
But I mean, it kind of, not always, because, you know, like sometimes when I wear a push-up bra, everyone's like, hey, how you doing? And then I take off,
Who the fuck is that?
I don't know. I wish they'd stop. But I take off the
looking at
push-up bra and like just wear like a normal shirt, and they'll be like, everyone's like, who is this small boy? Anyway, Leela was wearing this kind of summery baby doll dress. It's got kind of like strap on the underbust, which is also going to make the boobs look a little bit bigger.
That's true.
But it's like this lemon lime color scheme that I'm not vibing on. It's not for me.
No.
It's not her best coloring.
for her either.
Yeah. She should have been in Fry's shirt, actually.
No, because that's not a deviation from what she normally wears.
No, but those colors suit her.
What would have Fry worn?
What she's wearing?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. We have the. What's the primate?
Which one?
Gunter.
Marmoset? No, we have Amy's marmoset
Oh,
pajamas.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fashion. Yeah.
Bit elaborate
Nah.
pajamas. I'm a kind of sleeping t-shirt kind of gal. But,
What do you guys sleep in? You sleep in t-shirt.
Yeah,
What do you sleep in?
T-shirt and boxers or whatever I'm wearing underneath.
yeah. I've got some PJ shorts.
What are you wearing? Are you nudie? I can't do it. I can't
Sleep
do
in
it.
the nutty.
I
I
think we've
can't
talked
do it
about this.
either.
All
We
the
are-
time.
We are non-nudists.
I can't wear clothes when I sleep.
I can't do it,
I have
man.
to. I can't
I think
wear
as well
skin.
because I have a vagina, and so I'm like, look, I'll say it. A vagina is a factory that never closes, all right? There's always, like, subtle changes in your pH. There's discharge. People don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it right now. It's kind of gross, but it's also not. But at the same time, I don't want, anything coming out.
I don't want my
onto
peen
my
on
bed
my
sheets.
sheets either. I just want it to be nice and tucked in. And
I'm not pissing everywhere.
No, my
It's
peen.
discharge.
My peen.
Sorry, I thought you said your pee.
I don't want your pee everywhere, Ellen.
I like to rub it everywhere just to mark
Mark
as my
yourself.
space. Yeah.
I have a few quick notes, the ones that I enjoyed, which was where is it? Oh, God, my favorite physical gag of the entire episode: pineapple fry.
Yes. Oh my
Jesus
god, that was
fucking
fantastic.
Christ! Yeah, he
Oh,
makes
that was beautiful.
Every episode, he is being maimed in some way.
Animation team. Mwah. I'll give you one of
Yeah.
those Ellen's Italian kisses.
Mwah, forget about it.
Forget about it.
Yeah, it was a pineapple flower crown that Fry makes, and it just slides down his face.
and
Beautifully.
rips him up. Sean's. We all laughed at this. I can't remember the context before, but he says, I made a video and I shot the music video, and then I lost my phone.
That's right. I've been working on
That
my
was
I've been
brilliant.
working on my music. I recorded an album. I recorded a demo track. I shot a music video and then lost my phone.
Yeah,
That was one of those Futurama jokes where it's like it is of its time and it's modern, but it's not putting too much on it. It's not like, hey, how about
Hey.
the Apple or like iPhone?
we are being present.
Yeah, it's just kind of like, oh, this is a really clever joke
Yeah.
about kind of modern times.
Well,
and,
also like how people think that they're like creating something and it's on a cheap thing that gets thrown away. It's
Yeah.
like you've got to take more respect for your stuff,
Yeah.
friend.
And then my final one is just the innocent look that Leela gives Fry when Fry has his pants off but not his shirt. She's just kind of looking at him and he's like, okay, I guess. And she's like, yeah, you will.
Yeah.
Ellen, you got any other fashion?
Yeah, I love the idea of this little makeshift date that Fry does for Leela, where it's all within Planet Express, and so it's all kind of like things he's found around the building, and especially using a paper guillotine to carve a turkey.
Mm-hmm.
Genius, I say. I laughed because he got stuck on the hook in his locker.
Yes.
And that keeps happening to me at work all the freaking time. I have to wear like a safety vest. This is at the servo. And constantly I'm getting
People
it.
just finding you on hooks.
No, I'm constantly getting it caught on the kind of handle for the door or around corners.
Right.
It's
The menace.
nuts.
I imagine you kind of like suspended and being like,
Yeah.
help! You
Help.
can find me really easy. I'm well lit. I'm in bright clothing.
Yeah, that also works. I liked the glee of Fry and Leela mugging Bender after he tries to mug them.
That
it
was
had
a good moment,
nice
yeah.
little bit
Took
of
his wallets,
Schadenfreude. Hooter hammocks is what.
Oh yeah, what's her name?
Darlene.
Sean's wife,
Darlene
Oh,
is
Darlene.
wearing.
Yeah.
It's one of those like hammock. Like basically,
Darlene.
it's a Hooter hammock. Yeah,
Darlene.
it's a cross halter boob tube almost. And it was just I was like, oh, that's a really cool thing to call it. And also we got to see the thylacine, which is the Tasmanian,
the extinct, tiger.
Tasmanian tiger. To people who might not know about this kind of species, the last one died in, I want to say, like the 70s.
I was going to say a long
longer.
time
longer?
ago.
1920s.
You
I was going
reckon?
to say almost 100 years ago now.
Yeah.
Died in captivity in the zoo in, or barely a zoo, an engagement in
1933?
Yeah, well,
Dang,
okay, yeah.
I was off by a lot. But yeah, it's this species that sadly went extinct in Australia, among
Also
with
called
many
the
others.
Tasmanian tiger.
It's called the
There
Tasmanian
you go,
tiger. Yep.
1933.
Ah.
Yeah, and they had them
I was off by
animated
10 years.
in the zoo.
What about your final notes, Chris?
My final notes. I really liked the 20-year-old Reed. Also, I cringed a little bit when he got the saxophone kicked into his mouth. That sucks.
Oh.
You've had that?
I've had that heaps.
Oh.
And it'll cut your lip or poke your back of your throat or something like that. Or
Yep.
you're doing it for fun and someone pushes it and you're like, oh, and you practice deep throating. It's a good time.
Great.
Love
it.
I sympathize and empathize and feel Fries, you owe me that $1. You'll have to kill me for it. I feel that on a spiritual level. I feel that's really great. I really loved the origami, the design and the animation in Fry's date with Leela. Because even the smallest thing, like the flowers in the vase, were origami flowers.
And the suspended from the ceiling were highlighters.
Yeah,
It
it's
was
beautiful.
very
It's
cute.
really animators outstanding job, fantastic. When they went to the restaurant and it's Zoidberg there, but what's out the front is them, any style.
Yes.
I really liked that. That was really lovely. And the bowling balls at the beginning.
On Zoidberg.
Oh,
On Zoidberg.
yeah.
I was like, as I was writing it, I was like, hey, bowling balls, this is going to be funny. And then it happened. I was like, good.
And it
I like
was
that.
funny.
Quick setup. Good payoff. I'm happy.
As far as a quick payoff is concerned,
Yeah.
let's do what Ellen and I have been tending to do with these votes.
Oh.
Okay.
So, by the way, Chris, as you may remember, since you edit every single fucking episode,
Yeah.
the current winner is Free Will Hunting. And that'll be going up against Fry and Leela's Big Thing. Now, I'm going to count down from 3. And in lieu of saying 0, we will say which episode. Does that make sense to you all?
Yeah.
Okay.
Instead of
0,
it's Free Will Hunting.
down from 3 on 0.
It's Free Will Hunting versus
Fry and Leela's Big Fling.
wonderful.
You ready?
Yep.
Here we go. 3, 2, 1.
Free Will Hunting. Hey.
Haha, long. This is probably the longest winner.
It is.
It's the biggest streak, I think, of any season so far.
Yeah, and that only, like Conkers, it only makes it tougher.
That's right. That's right.
Are you talking about Conker's Bad Fur Day?
No, the
No.
sport in England.
That's
Yeah.
a fucking deep cut for myself. There we go.
I only know about it because I used to read so much about Roald Dahl when I was a kid, and he had this whole thing about conkers. He had like a whole.
There was
I don't know if it's a chapter in Boy but he wrote about it.
There's an episode in William's Wish Wellingtons where William wishes with his Wellingtons for the strongest conker.
It's what it says
Yeah.
on the title.
It's a little. Is it a bean? No, it's a.
It's like an
What is
acorn,
it?
as far
Yeah.
as I understand.
It's like a little nut, and so you tie it to a string, and basically you kind of swing it up against your opponent's conker, and whichever one shatters is the loser. And so then people would kind of like they would have like long winning conkers, and there were like certain things that you could do to kind of certain tips or tricks like putting it in an oven or soaking it in vinegar that boys would try to kind of get that
Make
tough
their conker stronger. So the game is a traditional children's game played in the British Isles, played using the seeds of a horse chestnut.
Oh,
The name conker is also applied to the seed and to the tree itself.
Cool.
great.
Yeah.
Hey,
Anyway, free will hunting.
Yeah, but that is
so
our conker.
Free
where
will
we-
hunting is now on a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 episode winning
boy.
streak.
Who can beat this episode?
2, 3, 4,
Someone.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9 episodes to go. Next week, it goes up against the Inhuman Torch. Will it win, or will the torch be passed on?
Ooh,
That was
that's
good.
That's
That's really
good.
good.
That's surprisingly smooth.
That was real good. Sean, you'd be proud of that
I'd
one.
say
That's
surprisingly.
Sexily smooth.
great. That's my butt that you're
Like
talking about.
like a moist piece of tofu.
Like a moist soy boy.
And until next week, when we unmoisten ourselves and sit down to chat once more, I've been Soggy Sean.
I've been Conker's Chris.
I've been nude and interrupted, Ellen.
Bye.
ya.
Goodbye. We love you. So,
Yes.
the band that I was about to talk about in the thing was...
Thanks for tuning in. If you'd like to contact us, you can do so by emailing us at babybeardmedia@gmail.com. Our socials are Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram @babybeardmedia. And if you're looking for a way to support us, the best way you can do it is by jumping onto iTunes or the podcast app and giving us a 5-star rating and a nice review. Goes a long way to helping us. Otherwise, if you'd like to join us next week,